in southeastern Utah. Flash flood warnings have been issued on the southern edge of Utah. And there are plenty of thunderstorms, as I mentioned. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back again. In Nevada, there are some thunderstorms, showers throughout many parts of the state. And that includes north of Las Vegas. And it looks like, I mean, even if you, there, what it looks like, pop-up thunderstorms and showers just south of Vegas, Sin City, I mean, folks. Reno and Carson City, they do have a few flash flood warnings in the vicinity, especially like right around Lake Tahoe. Now we go to the desert southwest in New Mexico and Arizona. Plenty of pop-up thunderstorms on the western side of the state, moving towards the north and northeast. As you can see, folks, there is one flash flood warning to the west of Albuquerque. And plenty of pop-up thunderstorms moving to the north in Arizona. And there are plenty of flash flood warnings throughout the... Hold on. Just north of Phoenix, near Kingman, and right around on the western side of the Grand Canyon National Park area. But I've heard from this morning that there's been news that there has been a dust storm that's blanketed throughout the desert southwest, and most notably in Arizona, especially right around Phoenix. Now on to California, where there are some pop-up thunderstorms, plenty of thunderstorms throughout much of northern California, especially inland and all the way down to Mexico. And there is a severe thunderstorm warning just north of Los Angeles, right in Lancaster, California, with a special weather statement there. And two flash flood warnings are located in Barstow. And a special weather statement right next to which, San Diego, once you leave the city and once you head to Indio, then you're going to get a lot of thunderstorms there, especially right around Coachella Valley. Yeah, it's quite awful, folks, but in the Bay Area, you're looking fine. But Sacramento, right now, you're quite in the clear. You had some showers that were present there. In the northern edge of California, you have red flag warnings there, despite current storms that are there, especially with a flash flood warning just right near Shasta National Park, and along with a special weather statement there. But just because you have that doesn't really mean that red flag warnings will be lifted, meaning that they will be de-issued. But what I'm trying to say is, folks, is that just because you have thunderstorms there doesn't really mean that it'll wipe away any red flag warnings. Why not? Because, well, sometimes lightning may strike in dead vegetation, which could trigger fires. It may occur outside of storms, especially outside of rain. Rainy areas, which means there could be wildfires, but even that won't do any good if it were on the backside of a storm. Now we go up north to the Pacific Northwest, where there are dense fog advisories located from the Canadian border all the way down to west of Eugene, but along the coastal side. Blanketing with some fog, ground clouds, folks, if you guys want me to say things vaguely. But Astoria in Oregon is hard hit. Red flag warnings have been issued throughout southwestern Oregon, especially right around Medford in Oregon. but despite the fact that there are plenty of showers that are popping up and a few rumbles of thunder here and there, and especially with a severe thunderstorm warning just located in Gifford Ponchette National Forest. An estimated inch in diameter of hail, which is about quarter size. Wind could be as high as 60 miles an hour and expires in 10 minutes. And what about other parts of Washington State? There are extreme heat warnings throughout the central part of the state, especially southeast Washington State, though there are some showers and a few rumbles of thunder throughout the eastern half of Washington State. Pop up thunderstorms there near Yakima, just to the southwest, though. Alright, folks, now let's focus on what's going on with the current conditions. So let's go ahead and change the scene. This is what I mean, folks. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the overall picture in the Northeast. So, mainly winds westerly winds are dominating the northeastern part of the United States, but winds are moving up to 25 miles per hour in some places, much of the Northeast, folks. Though there are some places with some sea breeze of up to 28 to 30 miles an hour there, along from places like the Jersey Shore all the way to Cape Cod. Let's take a look at the temperatures, folks. In New England, you have temperatures that are in the low 60s to mid 70s. Upstate New York and Pennsylvania, you have temperatures that are in the low 60s to mid 70s. The greater New York City area, temperatures are in the 70s, going down to the mid-Atlantic, consisting of D.C., Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. They are in the upper 60s to upper 70s. West Virginia, temperatures are in the 60s to low 70s. Zoom out and see what we got in the south. In the south, you have northerly winds pushing any place just located east of the Mississippi. Winds are moving up to 20 miles an hour, but they're becoming light in the Carolinas and even Florida. But in Florida, you have winds that are somewhat light. Somewhat variable though, but in the Florida Keys, winds are moving to the southwest of up to 20 miles an hour. Yet overall, the winds are moving to the east in the peninsula part. And in Arkansas, Louisiana, especially Texas and Oklahoma. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Winds coming from the north throughout Arkansas and Louisiana. They're shifting to the west in Texas and Oklahoma. But in western Texas and western Oklahoma, winds are shifting back to the north. But in Arkansas, Louisiana, winds are at no more than 20 miles an hour. Western Texas, winds are up to 25 miles per hour. Let's zoom in the southeast, so let's see what we got. Temperatures in the Carolinas and Georgia, they are in the upper mid-70s to upper 80s. Tennessee, temperatures are in the mid-70s to low 80s. Mississippi and Alabama, temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 90s. Then we have temperatures in Florida, they are in the mid-70s to low 90s. Let's go to Arkansas and Louisiana. Arkansas, temperatures are in the 70s. Louisiana, upper 80s to mid-90s. Oklahoma, temperatures are in the 70s. Texas, you have temperatures that are in the Panhandle. Temperatures are in the low 70s to mid-80s. Western Texas, temperatures are in the mid-80s to mid-90s. South Texas, mid-80s to low hundreds. East and northeast Texas, temperatures are in the Uh, yeah, they range from 73 in Denison to 95 in San Angelo and 97 in San Antonio. You have, and then we zoom out and we'll see what we have throughout the Midwest, where you have clockwise flow winds located near Kansas City. And from what it looks like in the Dakotas, you have winds that are coming from the south, shifting to the northeast. But in some places like northern Minnesota and northeast North Dakota, winds are blowing up to 30 miles an hour. In much of Kansas and Nebraska, winds are up to 30 miles per hour as well. In the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, you have winds that are moving to the southeast, and they're blowing at no more than 25 miles an hour. Let's take a look at the Ohio Valley. Let's see what the temperature is like. Temperatures are in the upper 60s to mid 70s in Kentucky. Ohio and Indiana, temperatures are in the mid 60s to low 70s. Illinois, 70s. Then we go up to the Great Lakes region where you have temperatures throughout the entirety of Michigan. They are in the low 60s to low 70s. Wisconsin, they are in the mid 60s to low 70s. Then we go to the Dakotas and Minnesota. Temperatures in Minnesota, they are in the 70s. The Dakotas temperatures are in the mid 70s to low 80s. Then down along the Missouri River Valley, let's see what we got. Iowa temperatures are in the 70s along with Missouri and Kansas. Nebraska temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Then we go to the west. Let's see what we got. Winds are somewhat light and variable throughout much of the Rockies, but in the southern half of Utah, they are moving to the north generally at up to 20 miles an hour. Throughout eastern Montana, winds are moving to the west at up to 20 miles an hour. Wyoming, for the most part, generally the winds are moving to the north-northwest at up to 20 miles an hour, maybe a little higher, particularly on the eastern part of Wyoming. In Colorado, winds are somewhat light and variable, but they look like as though they're moving to the east. But on the eastern side of Colorado, winds are moving to the north-northwest at up to 25 to 30 miles an hour. In Utah and Nevada, winds are somewhat light and variable, but strong winds are moving to the north at up to 25 to 30 miles an hour there. Desert Southwest, winds are generally moving to the north at up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. California, somewhat light and variable winds there. But in the San Francisco Bay Area, all the way to northeastern California, winds are moving to the north and then to the east. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. In Southern California, you have winds that are coming from the ocean, yet moving to the moving to the east, and then to the northeast at up to 20 to 30 miles per hour in some places. In the Pacific Northwest, you have winds that are, whenever they're blowing on shore, they're blowing to the southeast, but somewhat light and variable winds on the eastern side of Oregon and eastern side of Washington. Winds are moving to the southeast at up to 25 miles per hour. Let's go take a look at the temperatures in the northern Rockies. Hold on a minute. Again. Some people choose to be more